My name is Robin Campbell, and I'm ably assisted by Sarah McKenna when she comes back. Sina Clayton from DigiDirect would like to be here to say a few words, but she's not actually here at the moment, so we might hear from her later. But I would like to say on behalf of the AIPP, thank you for your sponsorship, DigiDirect, and thank you for supporting APPA and the AIPP in general. And I would also like to thank and acknowledge Olympus, Aon and Panasonic as platinum sponsors of APPA. And your support for this entire event is very, very much appreciated. We're just going to quickly run through who we have on our judging panel. So if I can start with you, James, just if you could just introduce yourself. Hi, my name is. Hi. And just a couple of your accolades, just 2 or 3 lines would be great. Thanks.
Hi, I am James Simmons. I am a wedding photographer. Won 2014 Australian Photographer of the Year. And I love puppies.
Sensational. All right, Mr. David Evans. Oh, David.
I think I'll go by David Glazebrook. Yeah.
Sorry,
That's
David Glazebrook.
What they normally call me. Yes.
You're not wearing a beard, are you? There we go. We're all good.
Hi, I'm David Glazebrook. I'm Master from New South Wales. Won New South Wales Science Nature Photographer, finalist in Head On, National Portrait Prize, that kind of thing. Yes, and I too don't mind a puppy as well. Thank you.
Okay, we're getting a bit of a dog prejudice here. I've got some cat people on the panel later on. Mr. Craig Wetchin.
Yes, so Craig Wetchin, master photographer with 1 gold bar. I am a wedding and portrait photographer, general all-rounder photographer, and educator of photography. Men
Awesome.
Sheds, author. Yeah.
Excellent. Dave.
My name's Dave Landor. I am a master of photography. Master of photography. I don't know what else to say. I've been in the industry for 21 years in total, and haven't really won anything yet. But hopefully this is a good weekend for me.
Awesome. All right, Vicky Bell.
Hello, I'm Vicky Bell. I like dogs, but I'm allergic to pussycats, so I don't like cats. And I'm very excited to judge the category. A few wins under my belt. One day I might get a bigger one. Hashtag go the girls.
Okay, Vicky Bell is a master of photography. Guys, you're going to need to do a better job than this. Okay, so master photography. She has been the winner of Victorian Illustrative Photographer of the Year quite a few times. And has lots and lots of accolades under her belt, which she probably should have mentioned. And Dave, I'm guessing you're going to tell us that you're a cat person. Okay, quickly, what are you going to say? All good?
I can tell you I'm a cat person.
All right.
I've got 3 cats.
Excellent. Okay, Mr. Mark Duffus. Tell us all your skills and accolades, please.
Mark Duffus, a master with 4 gold bars from Queenslander, sorry. Cat person, sorry. See, got 1 cat, 17 years old. 17. My wife hates the cat though. And I'm a serial finalist.
Awesome. Bridesmaid. You're always the best man and never the groom. All right, Jacinta Delben, come and tell us all about your wonderful skills and talents and accolades. We love you.
Okay, I'm Jacinta and I'm a newborn photographer from Melbourne. I'm an associate member. I was finalist in Victoria 2016 and WPPI 2nd and 3rd 2015 newborn.
Yay.
First year judging.
First year judging, a very talented judge in the Victorian circuit and is doing a sensational job here as well. We're now going to move on to the category preamble. So this is when I explain to you what the category is about. Are we ready? This category is a category for images of domesticated pets, farm animals and captive zoo animals. Entries into this category may be commissioned or self-commissioned. Animal and pet photography, portrait photography is broadly defined and can include studio portraiture, corporate travel, creative and interpretive portraits of animals. Images may contain humans, however the animal must be the primary focus of the image. Entries into pet and animal category will be judged broadly based on content, impact, and professional quality. The judges will be asked to consider portraiture in its broadest context. Entries can be multi-layered, allowing the use of additional photographic elements and composite images, and are encouraged to maintain safe working conditions for all the subjects. Diptychs, triptychs, and series are also permitted. The judges should reward excellence in lighting, posing, composition, and camera technique. Alrighty. Okay, so if we're all happy and all settled and know what we're judging, and are not going to be biased towards cats or dogs, depending on what we have at home. Lovely, excellent. We love all animals. I think we are ready to go to our first print. Thank you, judges. First print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 75. And can I ask for a quick comment, please, from Vicky Bell?
I'd like to see more texture in those feathers just to bring that to life a bit more.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 82, a silver award. Okay, we're happy with that. Can we have a quick comment from Craig Wetchen? You're about on the average.
I wouldn't change it. I mean, it is sitting exactly at a silver. It's lit. The photography and the lighting is just perfect for the situation that it is.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 84, a very, very solid silver award. And we'll go next door for review for a possible silver distinction. Very close in scores. Can we have a quick comment, please, from someone in the middle about David?
Sure. This is for me. It had at silver, but it just needed another little element in there to sort of get me into that superior excellence there. But I really think this is a really strong subject matter for the photographer to explore.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. You press the button, Craig? It hasn't come down the pipe. Oh, there it is. Awesome. It's an 82 silver award. Well done to the photographer. Woohoo. Who would like to make a comment? Let me see now. Yeah, sure. Thanks, David.
I really enjoy the blacks on this, but I would suggest the author actually explore maybe a different paper stock that might sort of give us a real sort of supercharge in those blacks even further, perhaps. So, paper stock.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored an 80 silver award. Yeah, sorry, at 84 you can't quite challenge. Yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame. But I'll ask for a comment from James. You're close to the average.
Yeah, awesome way to honour this old dog on its birthday. You know, it looks like the puppy is probably blind and just doesn't even know what's going on. You know, like I don't know what is 10 years in dog years. I don't know, but yeah, there you go. So it looks like my grandma kind of as well. Yeah, maybe a little bit more resolve in the print would have helped it. Maybe, you know, capturing all the elements fully in focus, front to back, I think would suit this style of image too. So, you know, just check out the resolve.
Thanks, James. Yeah, I think whether or not it looks like your grandma probably doesn't quite contribute as much as, you know, maybe something about the lighting or the posing, but that's okay. Entertainment factor. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 79, and we have a challenge from Mr. Craig Wetchen, who is currently on 84. You do have a little bit of support, Craig, so I'll let you start the debate. Go for it.
Can you read off what I've got?
We had a 78, a 76, an 84, a 78, and an 82.
Photographically, technically, it's perfect. Okay, everything's sharp. The lighting, the control there, it's beautiful. The color palette's gorgeous. Now, if I'm looking at the narrative here, which adds another little element. So behind door number 1, it's almost like these two got a bit sprung. You know, they're a bit like standoff, like woo. I've just got, sprung because they're about to duck off into door number 1. So I'm building that bit of a narrative, and I'm going beyond the photographic prowess here, because the photographic, like I said, is spot on. So I'm going into the narrative quality, and this is where it has me on the narrative quality. So behind door number 1, that's where I'm looking at it, and like to see what you guys have to say.
Alrighty, yes, David, you're down on 76.
Yeah, thanks, Robin, and thanks, Craig. I appreciate your door 1 analogy. It's quite comical there. But what I was a bit perplexed about was actually the framing held on this image. The top of the archway just clipped out here. The balance left to right between, there's a slight colour imbalance, tone imbalance from left to right when you look at the brickwork on the left and the brickwork on the right, and I can see that it's sort of validated to me in my troubles there. When you look at that timber there on the right hand side, it's actually going blue from its natural sort of colour, so I'm finding a bit of a colour balance, sort of a little bit of problem there. I do appreciate that comical value though, and love that sort of thing. Just if we get that framing right, which is one of the technical issues that I struggle with, but I'm certainly listening.
Okay, Vicky, you're also in the silver range.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Craig. I love the colour palette and appreciating how incredibly difficult it is to, pose. They look like they're posing. Like just that moment is so precise. I think it's very articulate creatively, technically, and I think the palette and the whole scene is to be applauded as a silver.
Alrighty, can I write a reply, please, Craig? Thank you.
Look, we can get hung up on some of the semantics of the framing. I get you on that, but what if we couldn't get that when we're framing that up? So, I mean, really, I think it really keeps us and it holds us into our subject matter, the color balance. I don't see that because, the warm and the cool, warm-cool helps us come forward, helps the image go and retreat. So that warm brick tone, it's making that three-dimensionality come forward. The dog's a little bit blue. They're going backwards into the warm tone of the door. So I don't want to talk about this anymore. I really want to score this in a solid silver award, and I'm asking for a few more points.
Alrighty, it's currently sitting majority 79. Craig is on 84. Just need one more judge to go with him, and it'll be a silver. Thank you, judges. We now have a silver at 81. Congratulations to the photographer. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 75. Can I have a quick comment from you, Dave? You're on the average.
It's beautifully printed. It's beautiful and sharp. The owner would love it. I'm lost on the narrative.
Needs more of a story. Okay, thank you. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 78. And we have a challenge from David Glazebrook, who is on 84. Thank you, David.
So what I really appreciated about this print was the narrative or the emotive qualities within this print. I believe the author has the focal length, the use of the focal length, which looks to be sort of a potentially wider sort of angle length, and the tilt that it's given. He's given us a real sort of documentary sort of street photography version of this, and within that scene, the whole sort of bric-a-brac that's out the front of this antique store really speaks or falls within character of the animal that we're presented with as well. So I feel there's a real synchronicity and a styling within this that isn't a classical, beautiful sort of piece, but a really good piece of observation. And I think it's a good, solid silver.
Okay, Vicky, you're not sure on 77?
I'm finding the distortion a little bit off-putting, and also I know there's like a yellow filter or like a treatment on there that's probably a bit too acidic. That's not doing it any favours. So that was where my hesitation was.
David, unless no one else is throwing their hands up. No. Okay, Craig. Yep.
I just have I have a problem with the highlight detail. It's just really so bright and luminous.
Bit of work to do here, David. Sorry. Right reply.
I'll keep pushing. Okay. The colour treatment, I feel, is synchronous with the period of some of that furniture that sort of sits out there. It's got that sort of 70s sort of shabby chic sort of feel to it. So I feel that colour sort of sits there. The highlights that I don't feel are lost beyond what would have been out in that time of day as a bit of reportage. You know, if you're walking down the street, you don't have control of that light. Yes, you do have control of your shutter speed, etc. But then you make your choices. And I feel like it's been reported and as a scene piece rather than a constructed piece. Silvers, please reconsider.
There you are. Judges, you could please rescore. It's currently on 78. David's on 84. The debate was enjoyable. The score has gone up 1 point to 79, and every point counts, and I'm sure the photographer really, really appreciates the effort. So thank you very much. Next print, please. This print has scored 78. Can we have a quick comment from Dave? You're on the average.
It's a beautiful striking print, but I'd like to see more detail in the actual web. We can see a little bit of it at the bottom, but we need more at the top. We need to know that it's not floating in midair.
Awesome. Thank you. Next print, please. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Sprint has scored 74. Quick comment from James.
Sure. Technically well executed, strong professional practice. I think to get to the award standard, there needs to be some more dynamic lighting, something more interesting that tells us a little bit more story about this animal and makes us want to connect with it a bit stronger.
Awesome. Thank you. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 79, but we'll go for review next door. Can I have a quick comment from David? Sure. Thanks, Dave.
I saw high-end professional practice in complete execution. I'm looking for further story to give me something over and above that.
Thank you very much. We're just going to restart the live stream, so bye-bye audience for a moment, and we can talk amongst ourselves. What have you bought from DigiDirect? I bought flashcards. Who's been to DigiDirect?